Good afternoon, gentlemen. It's Active Aussie here. August 10, 2025. It's about 3:40 p.m. Just a fairly short video, but I just felt I had to make this one. Just saw a recent video by Infinium, the MGTOW Infinium, and I think it was titled, "Nope, I'm not going to deal with it." And in that video, he showed clips by two women who had basically abandoned their marriage. And later on, he talked about how if you lose your job, lose your business, women will walk away fairly easily. They give up fairly easily. And also, if you become ill, you get sick. So these, you could say, they're throwaway lines for richer or poorer, or in sickness and in health. They really don't mean much, especially nowadays. And I've thought about this myself quite a few times. As you know, I have been married before, and for sure, not all women will do this, but they can, and a lot of them will. And I just want to say that I usually don't make response videos in regard to women. I usually don't show clips of women speaking, and it's just because I don't want to give these people any more publicity. And that's not just in regard to certain types of women, it's also in regard to simp type men and PUAs. I just don't want to give them any sort of oxygen, so to speak. And some of these types of people have channels with 50 or 60,000 subscribers, and a lot of gullible young men fall for these scams and fall for this nonsense. And it's just a really bad sort of thing. But just getting back to women giving up on marriage, yes, I know they will, and I have personal experience with this. I know some men who were married to Chinese women, just one example, and those men got cancer and their wives left them fairly quickly, because once you become sick, you get some sort of chronic illness, you are looked upon as being used goods. You have no future earning potential or capacity, so to speak. So you're just viewed as being seen as being worthless and useless, and the woman will just walk out. She will give up very easily. And it comes back to, once again, a lack of accountability, not being responsible, not looking after your man. I've had people say to me before, "Oh, marriage has worked throughout the ages, throughout different generations and over the decades." That is true to some extent. For example, you could say the 70s and 80s, for example, were a lot better. My experience is mostly in the 80s and 90s. And I would say, yes, women were a lot better, much better back then. But even back then, there were still a lot of gals who were just walking out on their husbands for fairly trivial types of reasons. The usual thing: they got bored, the man was not earning enough, he wasn't progressing in his career, so to speak, or he got cancer, he got sick, he got some sort of chronic or terminal illness, and then he's considered to have no value, or he's a low value man because he can't earn. His earning capacity is basically gone. And this is how a lot of women think, even how a lot of men think nowadays. It's a very disposable society, and especially average men are just looked upon as being commodities. I know I've said this before, but that latest Infinium video really sort of resonated with me. So especially young men, be very, very careful in regard to your dating life, your interactions with women. Even if you don't want to go down the MGTOW track, you have to be very aware of what's going on. That's about all I wanted to say. I'll make another video again soon. Cheers.